Here we go. What's going on, people? Fame Entertainment from TICGN.com. Welcome to episode 40 of the Double XP podcast. Hashtag embrace debate. We're going to start it right away with these introductions. We'll start off with my light-skinned brother from somebody else's mother, Mr. Nickodemus X.
Yo, what's good? This is Nickodemus, the king of indies himself, and we back at it like a crack addict, ready for action. Let's go.
Yeah, buddy. Next up, we got my right hand, one man, Dirty Diana herself.
Dirty Diana!
Okay, don't you be chiming in on that. Don't be coming in on that, Nickodemus.
Why?
Because you always got to come in on stuff.
Because I'm light-skinned.
Poor excuse.
You said like it was a good thing.
What's up, y'all? It's Mamacita, Classic Gamer Girls here, ready to talk. Let's do some game talk, y'all. I swear it's cold. I don't know where y'all at, but I'm in VA and it's cold as I don't know what.
How many degrees is it there?
Shoot. It's like 30. I think it's like 30 right now, but it's...
As soon as she said 3, I put a jacket on.
I
don't know what that like's about.
It's cold,
It's like
cold.
50 degrees over here, and that's cold enough for me.
Yeah, me too.
That's cold for Texas.
Yep.
Next up, Crunk Girl. What's happening?
What's going on, people? Glad to be back. And like Mamacita, it's kind of not glad to be back because it's cold as well. I miss California weather already. I had shorts on this week, man.
Oh, look at you, girl.
Man, it was hot. It was like 80, 85 out there. It was hot out there. It felt, well, I ain't gonna say hot. It felt good out there though. But man, I'm ready to talk about PSX. I had a great time. So yeah, man, let's get it.
Next up, we got the I like to call him the mind bender of Dallas because he's always gonna say something that don't make no sense. We got to think about it and it makes sense later on. Dallas, what's good, my brother?
Man, what is up, man? Say every time I hear y'all say the word cold, I shiver a little bit. Like it's warm in the house, and I'm literally wearing a hoodie right now.
Just don't walk outside with Skittles and sweet tea. My bad. Continue.
Well, I'll tell you that story later. Anyway, I'm just ready. I'm ready to hear these PSX stories on the cool.
Figures. Another PlayStation. Let me digress. We do have a guest today. I gotta ask y'all, what time of the day do y'all play games? All day. What's happening, my guy?
What up, everybody, man? Thanks for shooting me this invite, man. I've never been on this podcast before, but I know most of you here, so I'm ready to get it in, man.
Yo, low key, all day was like, yo, I ain't never talked to Mamacita before. She on a podcast?
Yeah,
what?
That's what I'm saying. right.
Okay.
Yeah. Everybody comes from Mamacita.
Right.
Everybody comes from Mamacita.
See, don't start that. Don't start that tonight.
What?
Just don't even start.
Nick, am I live? Remember when my
left?
Yeah, we lost 50% of our viewership.
Wow. Don't let K Megan know I'm doing a podcast with you, man.
They just be saying stuff. Nice to meet you all day.
Nice to meet you, Mama.
All right.
Before we get going, I'm gonna let you guys know that we do have a giveaway up and going. WSP Podcast in conjunction with the Multiverse Show. We come together for a giveaway for you guys. It is what we're calling our Ultimate Sea of Thieves giveaway. We're giving away a physical copy of the game, plus that sweet limited edition controller. So make sure you go in the description. There is a link there. Make sure you guys click that link and gain your entries. Y'all ready to get the ball rolling?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right, so Bethesda has an ongoing campaign called Save Player One. And I think this is pretty freaking awesome because we got things like what EA is trying to do with loot crates and really trying to get people, into the multiplayer games and the whole pay to win thing. They got rid of some studios and really doing that single player stuff. So I think this whole hashtag is a shot at EA, and in a way, it's sort of a shot at Microsoft what they're going with their games for games as a service type base with some of their games. I want to get the panel's thought on Save Player One. What do you guys think? What are single player games mean to you? And are you guys with Bethesda on fighting to save single player games? I want to start with my guest all day.
What up? Man, single players are still the key element to gaming to me. I mean, multiplayer does add an aspect where you can, to have more depth in that game. But come on, man. I mean, it's cool to have games as a service and all that, but you still can't forget about single player. You just can't. It's dumb to just think that way. It's to me, it's not positive. I mean, it's making we could see another gaming crash if this shit continues with the whole pay to win stuff. Pay to win is fine if it's free, but I mean, shout out to Bethesda. They focus on single player games for the most part. I think Doom was the only multiplayer one they had attacked on, right? But other than that, man, I mean, fuck. I mean, so some of the biggest games I played, my favorite games of all time, are single player. You know what I mean? So it's very important to keep single player games alive. Microsoft, man, we have to get into that right now. It's about to get lit. But I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I seen that, what Phil said about that gaming streaming service in a few years, that's just more, that worries me even more. It's turning into something else. I'm not too fond of it. You know what I mean? Single player is very important to our gaming habits, man. I don't care if you're a multiplayer guy. Nobody's gonna deny a good story.
So let me ask you this all day. Did you say in 2017 you put more hours into single player games than in multiplayer?
Well, think about me. A little brief history on me is I was a beta tester for Xbox Live when it first came out. I think I was like 14 or 15. My mom had got it for me. I was blown away by playing online multiplayer my first time, and ever since then, the 360 went hard in multiplayer. And then as coming to this new generation, I kind of really don't care about multiplayer games competitively. Playing co-op is fine, but I rather play. 2017, I played a lot more single player games as a whole. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Okay. Mamacita, what are your thoughts on this hashtag save player one? And the same thing I'll ask all day. What did you put more hours into in 2017 multiplayer or single player experiences?
Well, to answer that question, to be honest, I love single player games, and I probably am more in. I love single player games, so let me just say that. But I put more into multiplayer, more co-op games this year, because I love co-op. And if anybody that knows me knows that that's a real. I love playing and teaming up with people, especially friends, and us going in like a 4-player co-op game and just knocking out enemies. That's just my thing. But single player is what really brought me back to gaming last gen. Was the my single player experiences. But I think Bethesda, what Bethesda is doing isn't necessarily a knock against Microsoft or EA. I just think they're taking advantage of what the talk of the gaming town is now. It's everybody is up in arms about loot crates and emphasis on multiplayer or massive player games now. So, what they're saying is, look, we bring those core single player experiences and great single player experiences, and they're bringing attention to them, and that'll help sell games. I mean, that's what I think they're doing, and I think it's smart. And I love Bethesda. Bethesda is my favorite developer. I mean, y'all know Elder Scrolls. That's just like, that whole series is my all-time favorite gaming series. So I just think they're smart to take advantage of that. But single player games aren't going anywhere. I think even Bethesda in the future, perhaps Bethesda may be the exception to the rule that won't have to implement other, microtransactions and things for our single player experiences. But if we look at Assassin's Creed Origins, they were very, very smart in how they utilize microtransactions. For instance, if you didn't want to take the time to grind to find certain items and to build your gear and all that, you could just go in and pay $5 and they're located for you. But if you don't mind the grind, you keep going. So I like the way Ubisoft did that. And mind you, this is an open world. You can spend 60, 70 hours into this game easily. And they still did that. And why did they do that? Because they know that, okay, you know, they're still going to need microtransactions and other ways of income to support their game. So let's just not, you know, fool ourselves with Bethesda. I love them, but I just think it's a marketing tool.
Hey, Ma, wasn't you that shot out a link on Twitter from, was it Venture Beat? And they was talking about, single player games are great, but multiplayer is and will be the future of gaming. Was that you that shared that tweet out?
Yeah, it is. And they were specifically talking about your massive multiplayer, like your MMO type games. Because mind you, you see that movement, that shift from PC to console. And it is. I mean, we look at even though they're watered down, the Destinies, it's kind of a watered down version of that, but that is what we have on consoles now. I mean, that they're filled with that on PC. But that's what they were saying. That's where the players are. And they know that. They know that. I mean, not to say that the players, we don't want single player, but if you look at the amount of gamers that are buying multiplayer games versus those that are purchasing single player, where are you going to put your bread and butter into? I don't think you forget at the single player experiences, because, you don't do that. That would be stupid to do so. But to continue to grow, and as games continue to become as expensive and demanding, and we are asking these developers, we want 60 frames, we want 4K, we're going to have to pay for this stuff, guys and gals. We're going to have to pay for it. So, I mean, what do they do? What do they do to so that we could have those experiences? I mean, we can't just expect them to make a $60 game for the rest of our gaming days and give us everything we want, and that number never changes. If it's going to be $60, okay, we're going to have microtransactions. That's just where we are.
You think the price going up soon, Ma?
You know what? Probably. I would say yes.
I don't see
those
why
prices. Now the thing is, would you rather the price go up? Let's say the game goes up, $20 a game or whatever, and not have microtransactions, or the price stays the same and include
I think they'll do both. I think the prices will go up and they'll still do the microtransactions.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes, they would. Yeah, they definitely
I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't surprise me. You look at the cost of developing these games, and not just developing, but running these servers for these games to continue. It's quite expensive. And a lot of times we as gamers don't understand or don't research and look at the cost of a lot of that. And it's quite expensive.
Yeah, I get that from developers, publishers that are trustworthy. What makes us as gamers speculatory of such practices is the ones that are in the wrong and try to cheat us and beat us out our money and don't give us a satisfactory product, but yet want to charge us out the ass for services and things like that. So that's what makes us kind of not want, publishers to move in that direction. I mean, I understand the cost and stuff, and there are publishers, like I said, that you can trust that are going to deliver a great product and service, and I'm all down for paying for that. But there's so many that try to screw us over.
Of course there are.
Like Activision, EA, there's so many that try to screw us over to where we're done with it. We're tired of it. We're not dealing with it. We don't want it.
I think one of the problems is when they're not upfront about it. When it's hidden in the game and it's not upfront, like kind of whole Destiny debacle about the Bright Ingrams and how they were slowing down progression to get the Bright Ingrams, and that was never said to us. And we caught it. And then, we apologize. No, you knew exactly what you was doing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So that kind of gets us upset. You know what I mean?
That's what it is.
Yeah, because they look at us and go, they over there arguing about who got the better console and which one. And then we're going to go ahead and sneak this stuff in. And maybe they just won't notice.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we are the ones who need to really wake up.
We are.
They're doing what they are, when I say supposed to do, it's not about a right or wrong thing, but are you surprised that corporations are trying to take advantage?
No, that's what they do. That's what they do.
Exactly.
We're the consumers, so we have a responsibility to, like you said, pay attention to this stuff, and then also put our money where our mouth is. you
Right.
know, and we don't do that. So we get the roles reversed to where we no longer are in a position of power, and the actual companies are. You know,
Gee, I said this months ago, or that's it. I don't know, probably last year. It was a long time ago when I said this, but even this console war, right? It's always been going on since the beginning of gaming, right? But that's just another ploy to keep us. That's a deterrent. You know what I mean? To keep us invested in that, and we're not paying attention to what they're really doing. Think about that. They know what they're doing when they slide these topics, and they throw shade, and it keeps footwork, keeps traffic on their website to make more money. So they're hitting us from all angles. You just gotta be more aware of it, man.
you just gotta be smart about it. You just gotta be smart about it. Be grown-ups about it, man.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, correction. I don't know how old you are, bro, but I was around at the beginning of gaming, and we won't console and warn about who had the Intellivision or the ColecoVision. We weren't doing that. We were just going to each other's houses playing.
Console was started when Nintendo was Sega.
Exactly.
No, I'm talking about
gaming existed before that, though. And we weren't arguing in console war back then. We were just going to each other's houses.
Didn't start until Nintendo and Sega, though.
Yeah, but that wasn't the beginning of gaming. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Oh yeah,
you hear me?
But some of us it was though.
But that wasn't the beginning of gaming. Perhaps for you it was, and I did not say that. Did not clearly say that.
I was just
get them young boys, man. They don't know about no gaming.
Just ColecoVision.
ColecoVision, bro. ColecoVision.
Okay.
I was a kid, but I remember it.
I saw that in the gaming museum.
I remember it.
Oh shit!
We saw that in the gaming. No, real talk. Me and Fame really went to a gaming museum.
See, y'all ain't gamers now. Come on now. You supposed to know.
We studied our history.
Most of us. I started on the NES. That's when I started on the NES.
Me too.
Yeah, I started on NES with Super Mario 3. That was my first real game.
Which is the best Mario game of all time.
So what y'all know about Paperboy?
I know. Oh yes, I do.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I do. I used to get out.
I knew when I played Paperboy in the arcade, I was trash at it. Fuck this game.
Nah.
Let me ask y'all this. Did y'all have that track and field game on NES?
Yes,
I did.
Bro, you used to cheat and like get on your hands and knees and pat the thing.
Yeah.
The up and down to make a dude run fast. You
oh yeah.
Fat kid that feel like running.
That's the only way you can win. That's the only way you can win at that. Yes.
He's a too rich for me.
Yo, so before we go too left, Dallas, what do you think about the Save Player 1? And what if you put more time into it 2017? Multiplayer or single player?
Really, single player is my bread and butter. Like the single player, I'm too antisocial for everything else. To be honest, I didn't even touch. There was one occasion prior to this year where I started playing multiplayer, and that's when Metal Gear Solid 3 came out, and they had multiplayer. I tried it then, didn't touch it again until this past year when Mass Effect Andromeda came out, and I actually started digging it, so I started hopping on Destiny. Being Destiny 2. But yeah, it's always been.
Hold on real quick. Dude, your avatar matches you exactly. Black ass shit. I can barely see that.
Bro, I don't see nothing.
Even the eyes. Even the eyes are black ass shit. Just like you in real life.
I see Muhammad Ali. What are you talking about?
What am I missing?
His avatar is black as hell.
That's Muhammad Ali though.
That's what that is?
Nickodemus,
what
are you talking about? Whose eyes are black as
His avatar's eyes are black as shit, just like he is in real life.
What happened?
Muhammad Ali.
I see Muhammad Ali with a lightsaber, bro.
Really? Nah, I don't see that. Like when Dallas talks, I see some black ass drawing.
It's Muhammad Ali with a lightsaber.
That's what I see.
I did not see that.
What you been smoking, Nick?
All right, Nick, screenshot, bro.
What you been smoking?
I need Nick's screenshot. I think he's lying, bro.
I'm serious.
He's trying to hold the black man down as usual.
No.
Nickodemus, hi, y'all.
I'm serious.
It's
extra dark, dog. We continue on. I'm gonna try to share.
Reverse racism now. This.
No shit. That is black. Damn. Go ahead.
Sis. Crunk Girl, Save Player 1.
I'm for it, man. I mean, I've always been a person that loves single player games. I didn't start playing multiplayer games until I got a PS3, and I got a PS3 latest hell in the generation. So you know once you get hooked on Call of Duty, that's what you always playing. And then I think the end of the gen, that last year or so, I started playing like RPGs and stuff like that, and I started getting back into just playing single player games. So it carried on into this generation. So, cause like on like NBA 2K or Madden, I don't even play online like that. I mostly play against the computer or play my career mode. So,
yeah, we see it, Nick. I got it up on air. The whole world can see it now, sir.
oh
Okay.
my God.
But let Dallas talk. I want y'all to see what I'm talking about. Let Dallas talk.
Oh, I see it. He does. I don't even see his thing on
We
here.
don't like. I see a drawing, but how
Yeah,
can
I
you
see a
black?
drawing. I don't see no black eyes.
Yeah. Where you see blackness from, though? I see the drawing.
Hey, this shit's spooky. I'm out of here, bro. Peace.
It's completely,
All right, man.
it's completely black. Like it's completely black. Like it's like if he says something in the background here, it looks completely black. That's not Muhammad Ali.
Oh yeah, I see
hold on.
like a cartoon character.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not what y'all talking
I
about. That's
see
not
it,
Muhammad
but I
Ali.
don't see it being completely black.
Oh,
It's
wait
not
a minute. It's not
because
completely black.
we can't see that, Nick. We see Muhammad Ali, his old avatar.
Really?
You got an updated version.
Yeah, that's what we see.
No, but I did see some type of cartoon.
That's
Almost
what I
like
see.
That's his avatar, but I don't see him being black with black eyes.
Yes, it is completely black. I can't believe
no,
y'all.
it's kind of gray.
Gray, bruh.
It's kind of
That's-
gray with the
Gray, black,
the black-
charcoal.
You're using your light skinned eyes, bro.
Gray, black, charcoal is all the same thing.
Anyways, talking about Black Muhammad Ali with black slaves. But I don't know if y'all noticed, but Bethesda was throwing shots all weekend at PSX, man. They did it during the Game Awards too. About the single player games and stuff like that. It was a couple. I think it was Bethesda and it was a couple
Yeah,
other.
Sony was taking shots. They was all taking shots.
Yeah, they was taking shots. Sony was too. For single player games and stuff like that. I don't think they're ever gonna die, man. I mean, I think single player games have a place in people's minds, and to be honest, I think a lot of single player games make up a lot of people's favorite games of all time. Like I think I would say to a normal like a gamer like us that we probably have more single player games than we do multiplayer games in our top like 10 or 15 games of all time. I know that's for me. For me, I have way more single player games than I would.
What you play more this year, Crunk?
I played more single player. I didn't play. I told you, like I don't play a lot of.
You play a lot of Madden and 2K though.
But I don't play online. I play my career.
Oh, okay.
I can tell you the most I spent online this year was NBA Live, and the only reason why I was online a lot is because I had to review it.
Okay.
When I play 2K, I don't play online like that. You can go. My record is 0-0. I don't play online till the end of the season almost, unless like my cousins and something come over and want to play. But like playing online, I play my career mode. That's what I play. I don't even play Park like that. I don't even like Park.
Okay.
I'm weird, man. I'm weird like that. Even though I will bust somebody's, you know what, but we ain't gonna talk about that. But most of the time, I play my career mode. I don't play online.
Nobody's ass without no practice.
Shit, you want to bet?
You won't be online. You ain't about that life.
You want to bet?
You won't be online. You can't play it like that.
You want to bet money on that?
I sense a wager here.
You want to bet money?
No, we don't bet money on this podcast. We broke.
I see. I like games like Borderlands, Left 4 Dead.
What you talking about?
Those are like co-op games. I mean, you can play them as single player, but I enjoy playing with other people. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Like I agree with you on that. Like especially at Borderlands 2 last generation. Oh man, me, my homegirl Red, Big Cheese, and my boy Kev, man, we had a ball on that game.
So now that we got the pleasantries out of the way, I'll get some feedback from one of y'all. I don't know who it is. I'm about to go through and mute and unmute it. I'm about to figure out who's giving me that feedback.
Let me see.
Whoever just muted the last person, whoever muted last was giving that feedback.
Okay.
So now that the pleasantries are out of the way and the feedback is back.
That's me. Let me drop out. I think that's me.
He gone.
He gone.
He gone.
He'll jump back in. But now that the pleasantries are out of the way, let's get into it. Let's get into something that's going to divide us as a country. I mean, podcast. PSX. Before I go around to the panel, I'm a say my little spiel about PSX. Right. So I don't want to hear the damage control people saying about Sony said this is gonna be this way, and Sony said this. Sony told y'all it's gonna be this way, so why y'all so surprised that it was a bad keynote? Well, the same way Microsoft told y'all that Gamescom wasn't gonna be like that. They told y'all Phil wasn't gonna be there. Y'all knew it was gonna be AC bongos. You knew it was gonna be that way, and y'all still pooped on Microsoft. So I don't want to hear no more about what Sony said. I don't want to hear that, because when Microsoft did it, y'all still ate them alive, saying how Gamescom was the worst Xbox, game show ever. Now when Sony do it, when Sony told y'all, Microsoft told y'all too. Number one. Number two, all I heard weeks coming up to it was, hey y'all, they're gonna announce SOCOM. SOCOM is coming back. Devil May Cry.
Who said that?
Bro, hold on. Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry 5 is coming. It's gonna be exclusive, and they go announce it at PSX. It's gonna be litty. It's gonna be lit. PSX gonna be lit. R.I.P. Xbox. The death blow the Xbox. PSX. God of War coming out in March. God of War's coming out in March. Goodbye, Xbox. You die now. All this shit. It was so litty, and now folks want to be humble. Sony told y'all it's gonna be this. Sony's gonna be that. It was cool. You had to have been there, and nah. It was garbage. But I digress. Let's get PSX impressions. Let's start with the people who did not attend first. Let's start with you, Nick.
All right.
It's lit.
Well, I'm gonna be brief because I did not watch that conference. Reason why I didn't watch it, because I was busy when it was going on, and then I looked on Twitter and saw how everybody said it was trash, it was boring, it was this and that. And so I was like, I'm not wasting my time watching it. I did read the article on the PlayStation blog where they said how the setup was going to be for PSX and all that stuff. I did read that like ahead of time and stuff. But apparently, I feel like they shouldn't have even went live with that if they were going to do it in that format. Like, they shouldn't have made it a conference, because people have certain expectations when it comes to conferences. Now, PSX, I always tell people to lower and taper those expectations, because PSX is not for all that. It's not designed to be this big megaton type of conference and all that stuff, but people, they never listen.
Well, it was at one point. Last year was lit.
It was decent. It was.
They set an expectation with last year, dude.
It's not. I mean, you got to realize too. When I went in 2015, it wasn't like that. They showed.
It wasn't. Last year was a rare little occurrence, because they had a bunch of games like that to show they wanted to advertise. So I mean, yeah, and people who want to see that stuff, it was lit. But PSX is really more for the smaller devs and the indie type games and stuff like that. That's what it really is for. But this format this year, whatever, they really shouldn't have done a conference whatsoever if they were going to do it like that, in my opinion. Now, they did show some pretty interesting indie games and stuff like that. I did check those trailers out. So I was happy with that. Some interesting type of games that I like that I'm definitely going to be looking out for next year. But other than that, I can see why people were upset about it. So, I didn't watch it because I heard it was trash, and the format, like I said, I don't think they should have presented that live. It was a big letdown. And I will say, it is definitely, being that I've been before, it's definitely better to be there. When you're there, it's kind of like, I don't know, there's a little magic going on when you're there, because you're around a bunch of other gamers and stuff like that, and you're kind of like fellowshipping and stuff like that. So it is a little better, not excusing the trash of the conference itself, but it is a little better when you're there.
Before I go to the next person, can we all agree that Mark Cerny looks like he don't need to be? He needs to be like 30 feet away from schools. Like, Mark Cerny, he weird looking, bro.
When he does that little smile, yes.
Yeah, bro. He creepy.
When he does that
hey,
smile,
do you guys like games?
He weird, bro. Like, I wouldn't let him around my kids, bro. He can't babysit.
So let me ask y'all this: what was the big issue with the PSX keynote? The presentation, the style. It wasn't as grandiose. I mean, what were you?
If they would have did more like they did with Detroit.
I'm gonna go last, and I'm gonna answer that.
So what did you want? Did you want more CGI trailers?
No, I wanted more. Like, what they did with Detroit was dope.
A demo. We wanted demos, man.
Yes. Like, if you're not gonna have but you coming up there and they sitting around, and a lot of times you can see there were moments, I forgot who it was. Maybe it's when the guy from Santa Monica came out and he didn't know what to say. Y'all didn't notice that moment of there was like, are you gonna talk? Am I gonna talk? It was just awkward and weird. I'm like, okay, bro, if y'all don't have nothing planned out, nothing scripted, nothing to really talk about up here, show us some goddamn trailers or do what you did with Detroit and show us something. Don't sit here and tell me how a game is 40 to 50% done, or the case might be, and you don't show us anything. Do something, but to sit down on them stupid couches and have Mark Cerny weird ass looking funny the whole time, and y'all don't know what to say to each other, that was terrible.
Yeah, they shouldn't have did that. I don't understand why they.
My comments still go last since I went to the keynote.
Yeah, we gonna save all day and Crunk to the end.
I've mentioned it before that excuse me, but I went to the very first PSX, and that was 2014, and when it was in Las Vegas, and the expectation was really high, and I think that Sony put on a really great show then. I mean being there definitely changes things, but I think when you get gamers together and the expectations are really high, and then when you're paying for a conference as well, that you have to satisfy that, what I like to call that gamer high. You know how we all have it. We're on that high. So when you come in, there are expectations, and when you don't meet those expectations, it can be a bit of a letdown. But I mean, I guess I'm a technical person, and I did watch it. I didn't watch it all the way through, and I don't necessarily mind hearing about development of games and the technical side of that, but I can see how that can be boring at a keynote, or you're just sitting there on a couch, and that can be boring. I guess you really want to see gameplay, is what I understand. I do wonder though, and Crunk, when it gets to you, you can kind of I guess talk about this a little bit more, but at this point, should we be seeing gameplay on a number of these games that are coming out, and were you able to play a lot of the games that we know are coming out next year and sometime thereafter? Spider-Man, Detroit. I know Death Stranding wasn't playable, but
we're gonna talk about Death Stranding too at some point. But Dallas, my guy, Mr. PlayStation, what you think, man? PSX.
I didn't watch it live. I saw some parts off and on. I've been looking at some parts off and on or whatever. For one, I got what I wanted out of the whole thing. Like,
you must have want nothing.
You want to call me?
Oh,
I just wanted to see that Death Stranding. I just needed some information. I got enough to put together a solid theory now, so I don't even care about the rest.
I mean, if you want to see babies to somebody's throat, you know what? Never mind.
Hashtag throat babies.
I digress.
But yeah, still, that's pretty much. If I'm being completely honest, that's the whole reason that I watched anything that in The Last of Us 2. I just needed a little more information on the stuff I cared about the most. I think there should have been a little more gameplay shown for some games. I just don't.
You don't what? There we go. You cutting in and out, bro. That's just me.
Where you at?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
There you go.
Yeah, Death Stranding was my main point of watching to begin with. It was super awkward though. It was super weird. It was kind of like they wanted to make it seem like bros hanging out, but at the same time they don't know each other. You have no clue what to talk about. The actual development of a game is to me interesting, and I love to hear about it from developers, but not many people do in some cases, and it's like they wanted something exciting from them. They were kind of waiting for little bits of information, like, and they weren't getting that because most of the developers wanted to keep things a little close to the chest. They want you to enjoy the game. It was intended, and without ruining the effect, without ruining the discovery of it. I can't really be mad at that, but it does not make for a good show.
Okay. All right, we'll get to the people who actually got to experience PlayStation Experience 2018 in its totality. Crunk Girl, what do you think? Pros and cons.
All right, so I might be a minute, but I got to go in.
Uh-oh.
There from Thursday till Sunday. So I was
She putting her hooves away. Hold on.
Yeah, for the record, before I even start, I'm gonna give the actual keynote a 5 out of 10. That's for me. I was already irritated before we even went in the keynote. These mofos, oh my God. So we were outside waiting for the keynote for like, I think it was like 2 or 3 o'clock. My homegirl Red Infamy, Kev, all us in line, like taking turns going to get something to eat or whatnot. My homegirl Red, she don't even have to sit in the line because she was media. So I was gonna go in with her because
I love that media life.
Sony changed up everything this year. Hold up. Sony changed up everything this year, and people who didn't buy early bird passes couldn't get into the conference.
Oh.
So I had
that's messed up.
So I didn't have an early bird pass. So I wasn't even supposed to get in the conference. So I had to get in with media, which was with Rick, my homegirl Red Infamy. So I'm steady, we like sitting outside. You know how we be camping outside waiting to get in. We trying to get in the front. You know what I mean?
I don't know what that's like. I'm media.
I mean, we camping out.
Fake news.
We camping out. All right. So the security, I say about 30 minutes before the show, it's like the doors are supposed to open, moves everybody into 3 lines. And we were like in the middle, like we were in the middle. He moved people on one side, another side, and in the middle. Come to find out, he wasn't even supposed to be moving no lines because it's a fire hazard. So when they moved us back, all the people that were behind us were in front of us. And you know, mofos was pissed off because we had been in line since 2 o'clock, from 2 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So you know, mofos was pissed off and mad. That was the first thing that pissed me. The second thing that pissed me off. All right. Then when we get in, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm hoping. I'm just wondering what they're gonna show or whatnot. Then they bring out these damn couches. I'm like, what the hell they got couches for? Oh my God, this gonna be trash. I don't know. It just seemed like it's gonna be trash. Then Corey Barrog, I think that's his name for God of War. He's sitting here playing around, dilly-daddling with the damn release date. And I know he know what it is. Don't want to say it. We got no release dates during the keynote. That's what made me mad. I'm like, you couldn't give us one? Like, not one release date? Or, like, we got, only thing we got that I thought was good was we got a window for Detroit. Detroit is spring. And Yoshida said that Dreams will be out it's coming in 2018 too. I'm like, all right, cool. Even though Dreams ain't a game for me, I'm glad that they came back. And I know some people are actually excited for that game because some people actually went and played it on the show floor. So Corey Balrog talking about, excuse me, talking about the dog ate the release date. And I'm like, bro, that's not funny. Wait. Like he was trying to make like mad little jokes. And I'm like, yo, people in here sitting like, yo, what are we looking at right now?
He said that during the keynote?
Yes.
Y'all didn't see that crowd? Like that crowd was just like, oh, it was John.
We were dead. We were tired for one. They didn't give us nothing to be.
So wait. So Crunk Girl, let me get this straight. Y'all was in line for about 4 hours.
Off and on.
Off and on. Get inside, and there was no release dates.
None. Like none.
Been hot.
Wait a minute. And then you're telling me people that purchased and bought passes to
all
get
of them
in.
Could
not get into it.
No, only reason why I got in is because I went in with Red because she was media.
What does you said about FanFest fame? All right, never mind. Go ahead.
Trash. This is the first year they've done that though. I'm like, yo, why are they changing?
Yeah, that's different.
That's very different. I'm like, why are they changing stuff up? And I'm like, oh, here we go. The best thing I can say about the keynote that I was looking for, that I enjoyed, was Detroit. I thought Detroit was amazing. By the way, how they played and everything like that. And I'm excited for Medieval because it's like one of my favorite PlayStation games. Even though it wasn't like no crazy huge title, I actually enjoyed that game when I was a little girl. So I was like, that's dope. But other than that, I mean, they showed things that they didn't need to show from the Game Awards. Like they showed the Kojima joint. They didn't need to show that again. They showed Soul Calibur.
okay, we know you got marketing, but why did you show it at the Game Awards? You could have saved that for PSX. I would have saved that. That would have been a crazy, you know what I'm saying, crowd pleaser if you would have showed Soul Calibur at PSX instead of Game Awards if you got the marketing. Because I'm thinking they got the marketing. That's what I heard. I'll say that. That's what I heard, that they got marketing for that game. So I'm like, all right, cool. You showing the same old trailers that we literally just saw last night. Like, come on, Sony. Like, they showed a couple. I think they showed Concrete Genie after the PSX because I think Greg Miller had a little segment with Kinda Funny after PSX.
Yeah, that game looked dope.
Yeah, they showed Concrete Genie, but it wasn't a part of PSX, the keynote, actually. It was like more of a side thing after with Yoshida and Sean Layden. And we didn't even stay for that. We were so pissed off, we left. All of us left. So like my experience was just for the keynote, I'll say that. My experience for the keynote was just I was just pissed off. They had already pissed us off because they moved us out of line and had people in the front, in the back, and people in the back in the front. And you know how late black women are. My homegirls was bad as hell. They made them people put them in reserved seats in the front. That's how much hell they caused outside. Like they was like going in on everybody. They were so pissed. I was like, oh, here we go. They acting like you know what, because they done got mad. But I would be mad too if I done been in this line for 4 hours and you move me and then you move me back. And when you move me back, I'm not people that was behind me, in front of me. I'd be mad too. But what killed me was they didn't no release dates at all. And then most of the games weren't playable. So, I mean, they had setups and whatnot. Like, they had a setup for Days Gone on the show floor. They had a setup for Days Gone. And that's another thing. They didn't even say nothing about Days Gone. That's another thing I'm a little upset about.
So you could play Days Gone?
No, that wasn't playable.
They were doing a showing of it.
Bro.
But you couldn't play it on the floor.
On the floor, it was God of War, Days Gone, and Spider-Man. TVs up, gameplay showing.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Just like at E3. That's all they did.
Yes,
that's all they had. But like the God of War was different though. I think somebody told me Spider-Man was just reconfigured different, but the Days Gone was different and the God of War was different.
Mm-hmm.
The Days Gone, they had like dead bodies and stuff hanging. And then they
had live zombies.
Yeah, they had live zombies and stuff like that. And the bike out there where you could take pictures.
That shit ain't hot. We want to play the game.
Yeah, nah, it was dope. Ain't no front. Like
it was dope. It was dope. But at the same time,
damage control.
When you walk up there, you like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
when
I'm about to get
you like
up in there. Yeah. Like the way they set it up was dope, but it would have been better if you could play the game in there. You know what I mean?
But, I said,
did everybody
if they even would have had somebody else playing it, like one of the devs showing you maybe the first level or vertical slice, that would have been cool too. But they didn't even do that.
They had nothing for none of them games.
Yeah.
What? Why?
That's what I'm saying.
I was pissed off when they did that. I'm like, come on, Sony. And this is another thing. I told you I'm going for a minute. I got to
don't go too long. I know all day gotta.
Yeah. I got to get this out though. The PlayStation Experience app, trash.
Is it worse than it was last time or what?
I'm gonna tell you what. The major games like your what else? What games? It was Detroit, Shadow of the Colossus, The Impatient. It was like maybe 3 or 4 other games, like the huge games, the huge titles that you would want to play. You know what I'm saying? But just because like God of War and all the other games, they weren't playable. So most of the big AAA games that Sony had, or some of the big VR titles, you had to RSVP to play them.
Oh yeah, that's standard. What was trash about it?
The app wasn't working.
That's standard. No, that is not standard.
Well, that's what they did at E3.
No,
that's not standard for PSX. And you paying to get in there? No, don't say that.
I'm talking about PSX.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, you're right. I correct myself. You're right. That's not acceptable. You're right. It's supposed to be for the fans.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what you have to do. You have to go on the app. Then you had to go under PS4 or whatever, what you call it, demos, and then you have to literally Like they'll have like 20 spots open, and you have to pray to get in.
Oh yeah, that's shifty.
To play a game. Like
Uh-huh.
you had to RSVP to play Detroit. You had to RSVP to play Shadow of the Colossus. You had to RSVP to play Impatient. You had to RSVP to play all of those damn games. And they'll tell you come back at 10 o'clock. I guess open up your app at 10 o'clock and try to get an RSVP. And then when you would get in, and it'll
It's
be
full.
like, yes, it'll be like make RSVP. When you click on it, you'll get an error, and it'll say it's full. I was so upset with it. I'm like, what the hell? If I want to stand in line for 4 hours and play your game, let me stand in line.
Yeah.
That shit was trash. Like I was so upset. I'm just glad every game wasn't like that. Like I played Yakuza. I played what else? We played Guacamelee. Me and all day played Guacamelee 2.
Mm-hmm.
I did get to play Detroit, but you know why? How I got to play it? I had to wait for everybody who was an RSVP to play, and then a spot opened at 5 o'clock. But that made me miss Capcom Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because they're growing and more people are coming. They think maybe they're trying to crowd control.
No, I'm sorry. If those are your biggest titles, you should want everybody to play them. Everybody. You shouldn't be having an RSVP and then the app don't work.
And then, not to mention, when I was standing in line to play Lost Soul Aside, right?
Oh, that
it was fire. But the problem for me when I was in line with Dear Gamer. He's another little streamer on YouTube, and we was talking, and then all of a sudden I'm about to be next in line to play. All of a sudden, this chick comes up with an Elgato, and then the lady pulls us to the side, say, hey, she's gonna go in front of y'all because she's media, right? So she's having a hard time. She couldn't get the Elgato hooked up for about 20 minutes. It was having errors and all these messages, and I'm like, man, come on.
But you know what though? They're not even supposed to do that because media. Because I know because Red was media. They had a whole joint.
There, another section, yeah.
Yeah, they had a whole media section. So why in God's name? Like that don't make no sense.
So I told the lady, I said, check this. Go ahead.
No. I'll make a requirement. I'll say, Nick, you want to go with PSX's media next year? Ha 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 ha. But now, all day, man. Your PSX
gonna be better.
Pros and cons, bro.
Like being there was dope. Just being around gamers and those alike, you know what I mean. And the environment was cool. Everybody was peaceful. They were meeting all the people that I follow on Twitter and YouTube and all that stuff. That was dope. Being in that environment is cool, right? Now my cons was I didn't see what Crunk Girl saw because I came Saturday and Sunday. So when the games that I tried, I didn't really have no problem playing little indies in here and there. You might have to wait in a few lines, but it wasn't that bad. But that app, like she talking about, like when I went to the Shadow Colossus booth, right? So I walk over there. She's like, "Oh yeah, you guys can't come in here." I was like, "Why?" She's like, "You got to RSVP it." So I said, "How you do that?" She's like, "You go to the app." I was like, "All right." So I was like, "So," oh, she said it was closed. It was closed by the time I asked. It was already full. She's like, "Well," I was like, "Can I get a poster or something for all this waiting I was doing for nothing?" So I was in line, still waiting. And just for her to tell me no, I was like, "Can I get a poster or something?" She's like, "No, I'm sorry. It's only for the RSVP." What? For a piece of paper? I was like, "Oh man, fuck your game. I'm out of here." So, so I walked away, and then I ended up getting a poster anyway later. But that Lost Soul aside, that really had me pissed off though. I was in line for 20 minutes, and then had to wait another 20 minutes for this lady to get her Elgato hooked up. And then I said, "Okay, check this out. There's 2 lines. There's 2 booths here. 2 PS4 Pros. How come you can't make the line shift over to the other station so we can play while she over here trying to get her shit together?"
Let me ask you this though: if PSX is about the fans, why is there media privileges at this conference? That shouldn't be there.
Yeah, it shouldn't be there because when I was talking to Tony, shout out to Tony Polanco, he was able to walk up to any booth that he had meetings with to go play the game off top. So he got the same pass to do the same thing as that girl did. But he said behind closed doors he was playing other games too. So I don't know why they get to do both. You know what I mean? Because
that's a little ass backwards. Because that's not how it was. That's not how it was at E3. I mean, like we couldn't just walk up in front of everybody and play the game, even if we were media. Like we could have like scheduled appointments to do so or whatever like that. But like we couldn't just skip the line all willy nilly like that. And the cool thing about E3 was they had designated stations for like media, so they didn't get in the way of people stand in line. So. And also, when I went to PSX, they did not have like media privileges whatsoever. Like media was like the bottom of the barrel. So
PSX shouldn't have that. It's silly for them to have that.
They didn't when I went that year. So I don't know if they're getting too big for their britches. Like Ma had hinted at, like they're growing in size and stuff, and they're starting to change some of their policies. But no, it's supposed to be like for the fans. It's not supposed to be for media. So that's a little disturbing to hear.
Yeah, it was very discouraging, because let me mind you that the days I got to really play the games was Sunday, and Sunday's the shortest day. So I really couldn't play as much because just the lines is too long to wait for 15 minutes, 10 minutes to even get. That's the time you playing. That's the time frame. But you're waiting in line about 30 to 40. You know what I mean? I think the best booth I went to that worked the best and flowed the best was probably the Far Cry demo because they had a lot. They had a lot of stations. They had a lot of stations, at least around 15. You say about 15, 16 stations. So the line would move
a whole
quick.
bunch of stations, so the lines went real fast.
Yeah, they went really fast, and I think they did it the best. But overall, walking up to these big booths like the God of Wars, and I noticed how they put God of War, Spider-Man, and Days Gone all in the back of the venue. You know what I mean? So
they had all of them on each. Like when you first come in, Days Gone was on your left. Then if you keep going all the way to the back, God of War is right there. And then when you turn to the right, Spider-Man was over there.
Right, and to walk in to those dope ass looking booths, because they were all look really good, you know what I mean? But to walk in and just look at a screen, that was so disappointing. Like I was pissed. I was mad.
The God of War joint, you had stuff to buy. Like you could buy axe and all that. I'm like, yo, I don't want to see no goddamn collection.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro,
I think. I don't know, man. Go ahead.
Nah, so then they had this little museum thing set up where. Oh my God. The story was cool and all that, but it was like the most boring, bruh. You walk in, like they had like this tunnel set up, right? So you walk in, after you get through the line, you walk in to your right and left, you'll see like stills on a projection screen of what's his son's name? Something with an A. I forgot. Anyway, they're telling his story, but through a microphone and a speaker and still screenshots through the tunnel, right? And then at the end of the exhibit, they give you a lanyard. I'm like, what? like, what is this? Like, what is this? It was cool to learn about the story, but nigga, I could have read about that. You know what I mean? Like,
you got better stuff at other like Yakuza. I got a big ass bag, mad like shirts and stuff. They just wasn't giving away good stuff. For the main games, like for the other games, like some of the other games, you was getting way better cool stuff. Like I got a freaking free game.
That's dope. I know at Spider-Man booth, it's so funny. Like Spider-Man booth, you could take pictures, these 3D pictures. You could take a selfie with Spider-Man or whatever. But when you stand in line, all they're showing is just the same shit from E3. I was like, man, y'all never got a new vertical slice of gameplay. Nothing. We just watching the same thing. We basically watching YouTube loops in a line.
Oh man,
you know what I mean?
All right. One more thing though. What was your top like 3 games you played?
I did play Detroit. So Detroit, Lost Soul Aside, and Bravo Team, the VR game.
I missed out on that, yo. I didn't get to play that.
Yeah, it was hot.
I don't know if y'all know what that is. Bravo Team is that new game. No, was it Bravo Team or was it Firewall?
Firewall.
It's like
Firewall.
4-player
game. We're saying that trash.
Oh no, that joint look dope, man. That joint look alright for a VR game.
We seen that trash, but hey, we do got to switch. Go on to.
Let me see my games real quick. Let me say
my bad.
Lost Soul Aside, which is the game that Chinese guy made. That one guy. That game is dope. I would say Yakuza 6. I got to play that, and probably Detroit Become Human. So
why so much emphasis, Nick?
Hey, mad about that.
Hey, let's get it out there. Just for the record, Far Cry 5.
I don't know, I've been too quiet. I don't know.
You had to say something, right?
Say something. Grunt something like a freaking caveman. I don't know what I'm doing over here.
Hey, for the record, Far Cry 5 ran like shit.
What? A game running bad on PlayStation? That's a lie.
It was really
fake
bad.
news. Everything on PlayStation 60 frames.
It didn't run that bad for me though. I thought it was good.
I don't know, Crunk Girl. You might have. I don't know. Your TV might have been better than mine. I don't know.
PlayStation does not drop frames.
In the middle.
So you're lying. That's fake news.
Facts.
I
PlayStation's
don't
a
know.
perfect. PS4 is a perfect console. It doesn't run games bad, sir. So
Get this
lying.
man out the park.
Hey, seriously, it was running like PUBG. It is running right now.
Wow.
Look at that segue. Look at that segue. It's like this man was reading my mind all day. So
we need to talk about Death Stranding.
we gonna get to it, but that segue was nice. PUBG, the biggest game, no matter what you think, is the biggest game of 2017. It has the most concurrent players, most downloads. It's the biggest game of 2017, hands down. Microsoft, I don't know how they did it or what the deal is, but they have some type of exclusivity deal with the Bluehole, the developers of PUBG. So they've been talking about all your PUBG coming out on Xbox. Coming out on Xbox this year, 2017 is coming. It finally came and running like poo-poo, okay? Now, it does run better on the X than it does the base hardware. It is running at native 4K on the X, which is great. Native 4K. You know, the game is when they're a looker, it is 4K. But a lot of the videos I've seen, a lot of people I'm hearing from, the frame rates drop as low as like 11. I used to somebody was a screenshot of it dropping down to 4. But it dropped down. I've seen like to 11 at a certain point. So should Microsoft? I still think it's great that Microsoft got PUBG, right? I think it's dope because it's been in preview for the PC forever. So it's going to be a preview for Xbox for a long time. Sony, PS4 does not have a preview program, so they're going to have exclusivity at least until the preview ends. Do you guys think it is a disappointment the way the PUBG's launch is a disappointment based on all the hype that it received prior to release?
I played 10, maybe 11 matches so far, right? So when you're flying, when you start off in your area when everyone's loaded in a little before the game starts, you just punching people in the face. That part runs like shit. You're talking about maybe 15 to 20 frames, right? When you get in the plane, when you drop, when you're about to parachute out, it's running really bad as well. Once you land, about 15 seconds later, the game starts to clear up. Last night, I played about 4 matches. The game was running pretty solid. It was the only time the frame would drop is when you get in the vehicle. It drops to about maybe I say 25 to 22 frames when you're in the vehicle. When you get out on foot, it's stable again. Kind of when you engage in gunfire, it might drop a tad, but not much. So it was running much better today, last night than it was at launch.
I was told that there was some type of server end update either
last
night or
it had. Yeah, she's right. Because when I first loaded up the game, the launch day, I couldn't pick my character. I couldn't pick clothes. I had to be a naked white man running around.
Oh, that's why Zaire didn't have no clothes on and everything.
Yeah. So when I loaded the game up last night, everything seemed to be working a lot better. So people got to realize you guys bought a broken game from anyway. So you got to deal with the punches. You know what I mean?
I think a big thing people didn't realize is that it is in preview. But a lot of people, for some reason,
people did realize the fame. That's not true. People realized that, which is why they were against it being nominated for Game of the Year.
That's a fact.
People did know that. So let's not say that they didn't. They did know that.
What's weird to me, people are saying that that's not an excuse for it to run so bad right now.
What is not an excuse? It's game preview. What is the statement for game preview? When you go buy the game and you go to the Xbox store, what does game preview say? It says the game is unfinished and a work in progress. It may change over time. It may not release as a final product. We all knew what the game preview program was. And the thing is, what I don't get about this isn't about PUBG or this isn't about what are we doing? Why are we complaining about PUBG being nominated for Game of the Year? It's not even a finished game. How can it be nominated? Okay, it releases and there's lag. Oh my God, how could it be released that way? What are you guys doing? To me, it's just ridiculousness. And then here's the thing. I don't know if this is a hardware thing or if this is a lag due to server issues or connection issues. We want to say, oh, the 1X. You're trying to say the 1X hardware, the GPU and CPU isn't capable. I don't think we can make that determination at this point. I just don't think we can. And regardless whether or not the game should have been in 60 frames or 30 frames or shouldn't dropped at all, it's a game preview game. That's the bottom line, which is why, I mean, I have no interest, to be honest, in PUBG at this point. But I just think it's kind of ridiculous to just hop on that and kind of throw mud at a game that you claimed was unfinished and shouldn't be nominated as Game of the Year. And now you want to talk about it because it has frame issues. That's only my issue.
But I got a question though. Like, this the game.
Really quick, so you don't think it's a black eye?
No, I don't. I don't think it's a black eye. I just think it's talk amongst those of us that want to just throw shade at each other. It'll be a black eye for those people. But the bigger picture, heck no. PUBG is going to sell like hotcakes. And when they continue to make these server and even on the back end, the front end, the hardware, tuning it up, come on. Well, I just don't think that it's going to be.
I think people are more upset because I was kind of looking at this little spooky, you know, when Microsoft is saying that that they're setting specialized teams over there, the coalitions over there, the developers saying 60. I think it was a whole bunch of stuff accumulated together what caused the hate. Now I do agree, like you guys must have tested this game out before it came out. I mean, at least try to clear it up a little bit, a little tiny patch. Give me some 12 megabyte patch. Clean it up.
The game hasn't been running all that hot on PC. I have been following it. It wasn't. And it sold 20 million copies. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
I told people that, but also, like, I wonder what made him say 60 frames when the game can barely keep like 30 like that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And I know my homeboy, he was having issues with it too. Like, he couldn't even connect. Like I told you, I saw Zaire playing the game and he ain't had no clothes on. He had he was like, what he had on, like a towel or something. I'm like, what the hell? He was like in the middle of a field with a towel on. I'm like, what the hell?
I had about 15 friends playing it last night, and I went into the parties where you can spy and see who people are chatting with. But it was probably about half of them all were in parties with other people playing it. So you guys say what you want. We can have the complaints about it's not even officially launched.
The game is still fun.
Yeah, but yeah, because I'm getting all kinds of invites. I'm like, I don't even have the game.
I know some people was like, the people who actually played PUBG before this was like they wished Microsoft wouldn't have went with the 4K and just lower the resolution.
Yes.
So the frames would have been better because the game is not a looker anyway. Like most people who play,
but Microsoft isn't developing this game. That's a developer.
No, I know they're helping though. Like,
but it's a developer. That's their decision. This isn't Microsoft's decision.
I said they were help. Well, they're helping. My thing is, if you want the game to run pretty good on their system, lower the res. Like that's what most PC gamers do.
But that's a developer call, though.
It'll happen in due time. It'll happen.
I feel like if because I'm like, what made him say 60 if the game can barely do 30?
You know, I'm not a tech guy. I'm not a tech guy. But you know, by my little small knowledge of how this stuff works, isn't the issue the CPU being such a bottleneck? Because the game is just the GPU, so I guess that's the beast part of the console, right? Mm-hmm. The GPU is like forcing it up to 4K, like it's manhandling to be in 4K, but the GPU has nothing to do with the way the game acts when there's 100 people on screen. That's all CPU intensive stuff. Am I correct, or am I just talking out my ass?
You're right.
Yes,
it is.
Yeah.
And then,
so I don't see what lowering the res would do to.
It wouldn't have to work as hard to get the 4K and long trying to do frames at the same time. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's why to 1080p.
Yeah, that's what a lot of like people that I know who play PUBG on PC was like. Most people who play it on PC don't play it at high res. They turn it all the way down to like maybe 720 or 1080p so they can get better frames.
Do y'all remember when Ark Survival? Released in gameplay? Do you remember that? Do you remember? I actually played that game. I actually played it. Yeah, that was about 2 years ago. It was awful. But if you load the game up today, yeah. But in all fairness, though, PUBG is a
bigger game.
A bigger game. So I mean, you can expect. I mean, I'm not surprised by the scrutiny, but I'm just surprised by how we all just kind of switch it up and we pick and choose what we complain about, and we'll say one thing one day, and then we'll turn around and say the complete opposite the next. It's just baffling to me.
We are human. We are human.
No,
Yeah,
that is. I don't know if that's being human or not. That's to me. That's
people change their minds all the time.
No, that's called hypocrisy. That's not being human.
Gamers are fickle, though. You know this.
Yeah, I know that. That's why I call it out. But I just think we should just, we just, I'm sorry, but that's irritating to me to see that.
Like I'm really not into like PUBG like that. I don't see the big hoopla about it.
Me either, to be honest. I don't.
It's boring. Man.
I downloaded Fortnite. I said I'm gonna try it just to see what it's about. But
and right now I need the folks who stop white knighting and championing Fortnite like it's just the greatest game ever just because your favorite console don't got PUBG. Stop. You never played PUBG. And folks, I'm not saying you, but folks ain't never played it. I mean, the game is trash. The game boo boo. But Fortnite, that game way better than PUBG. You never played it.
I know some people who say that.
Folks white knighting this game and championing this game as if they know it's better than PUBG because they played it. Stop it. Stop. That's salt in the wound. That's salt. Stop.
I don't know. I just hope the game gets better and they you know what I'm saying, while it's in preview it gets better.
And here's the thing, you pay your $29.99 while it's in game preview, and if and when the game does come to a full release, and let's say it does release at $60, you have bought into the game. It's yours. You don't pay anything else. For all those that are having issues, just to kind of think about that. I'm not saying it's going to be $60 when it does release, but
yeah, I know
that's your price.
Does the game still have connection issues all day, or is it good now? Oh, okay, because I know
I'm able to load up in the game right away.
I know my boy was trying to live stream, and I think he was on screen for like 25-30 minutes. He couldn't get in the game, and then when he finally did,
Mamacita say they had a soft patch?
Oh, that's what it was.
Something,
yeah. They did clean it up, so that's good.
Yeah.
Really quick, we did have one more thing we wanted to get on because we are actually over our time, but we're gonna keep it going because I want to. Nick want to talk about this. So, Nick, why do you like babies and throats?
Oh my gosh!
Oh my goodness!
Oh my god!
Pause to the highest.
My bad.
I met Kojima too, y'all. Met Kojima. I got a
nice.
Did I word that wrong? So let's go down the panel, and I want to get everybody to tell me why. Why, if you're excited for this game, give me one good reason why, and don't say Kojima.
No, I've never been excited for Death Stranding. I'm a bit of an oddball here when it comes to the gaming community. I don't really like Kojima. I don't like his work like that. I don't like Metal Gear. Mm-hmm. I was never interested in it. I always thought this shit was weird. And then Death Stranding is weird as hell. I don't understand what the hell was going on in that trailer whatsoever. I mean, the graphics look nice or whatever. I don't even think Norman Reedus understands what the hell is going on in this game. Like, can you imagine this man walking in the studio to do his voiceover? He's probably like, what the freak? Like, he doesn't know what he's reading. He doesn't know what's going on. Well, like, for real. Like, who the hell knows what's going on in this game besides Kojima? And people like, oh, I have my theories and all. What the theories? This is a video game. Why should we have theories? Do we know what we're going to play and buy? I don't understand it.
Uh-oh, Dallas woke up now.
Rewind. So, you mean to tell me your game of the year is Nier Automata, and you talking about something being weird?
Nier Automata is great. There's nothing weird about Nier Automata,
sir. It's about rock'em sock'em robots fighting mannequins.
No, have you played and beat Nier Automata all 3 times, sir?
No, I'm on my second.
Okay, you can't talk.
But
stop.
I'm not saying it's not great.
You gotta stop talking right now. That is sci-fi. The story makes sense. The story for Nier Automata makes sense. It's not a mystery. It's not crazy.
Because you played the whole game.
No, even the beginning of Nier makes sense. You kind of know the premise of the game. It's not an acid trip.
Look at these ponies fight, ma.
Dragon Guard.
I trust Kojima.
Like, follow the story up to Nier Automata. That is the most convoluted mess I ever heard in my life. It's Metal Gear.
No, it's not. It's not that hard to understand. I'm sorry. No, you cannot compare Nier Automata to that mess that's Death Stranding. You can't compare it, dude, at all.
I know you can't compare.
How many trailers of Death Stranding have we saw? Do you guys have an?
We've seen what, 3? 3?
3. Okay. Do you have an inkling of what this game is about at all?
No.
We haven't seen gameplay.
We haven't seen.
So why about it?
This is a story-driven game. It's a story-driven game. It's a story-driven game. So
I'm ready to see gameplay.
How's gameplay gonna tell you what the game is about?
I want to see gameplay so I can kind of get an understanding, because you know how the way Kojima tells the story.
That doesn't make sense. Gameplay won't tell you what the game is about.
When it was the same thing.
That's what trailers are for.
It was the same thing with Metal. It was the same thing with Metal Gear. It's like right now with Metal Gear. When Metal Gear first came out, dudes didn't know what the hell that game was until we played the game.
Hey, fan, you want some popcorn, bro? I got
watching these ponies fight. I love it.
I got my popcorn, my caramel popcorn.
There we go.
I love Kojima's games, so I'm good. I love Zone of the Enders, and I love his other games.
So y'all, before we run out of time,
I can wait on it.
Before we run out of time, somebody tell us what this trailer was about. Tell us what this game's about. Then
please tell us what it's about.
Please enlighten us.
Hashtag throw babies. I'm out.
Nobody knows what it is.
All I
provocative.
know, nobody knows what it is, but
knows what it is.
But guess what? It's interesting.
It's different and it's interesting. I want to.
What is it about it?
Yeah, please tell me. I'm really want to know.
I want to know more. So
what is interesting?
Is figuring the shit out.
I've never seen a baby. Look, Nick. I've never seen a baby in somebody's throat.
Anybody?
I've never seen that. I never seen that.
Know me. Know I'm super.
What is the interpretation of that?
What
is the interpretation of a baby down a man's throat?
What is
interesting about that shit? Tell me, please.
You know what though?
Please.
I love Kojima, so I'm gonna wait on it.
This is what happens.
So you're okay with babies down men's throats?
Once I know what it means,
bro, I hope it's a top-down walking simulator, bro.
Hold on,
it's
y'all.
not hype for nothing.
Hold on. Did the mama give birth in the baby?
No, the baby is hooked to this.
It's a test tube baby.
It's like you know
the baby.
You know how when you're pregnant and it's like the cord.
Yeah, the umbilical cord.
It's like a cord stuck.
It's a phone cord.
But it's
in his throat.
It's in his throat.
Yeah, like the baby literally inside of him.
Yeah, he was sucking his thumb and he gave us a thumbs up from in his throat.
And all these fanboys go crazy.
Y'all see that big monster with the like he had a penis on him?
So he had to have his mouth open.
No, the monster actually had a.
I want to make this point. The only people excited about this are people who have also had babies in their throat. I'm just saying.
Wow. Wow.
That's all, folks.
How many babies you had in your throat, Crunk?
Oh shit! Hey, I'm out.
Come on, Dallas.
But nobody else find out.
And everybody that has a problem with it should have been a throw baby.
Oh!
Damn!
Hey, you
fired both times, Nick.
Dallas fired back.
That wasn't the weirdest part to me. The weirdest part to me was when the people was floating up in the air. That shit was. I'm like, what the hell?
You know what though? I tell you when it started to make a little more sense. So y'all that are interested won't.
Let's see your theory.
Yeah, to make a little more sense to me when he said that scene where he was underwater, that's game over basically. There's no real game over. It just starts over. If that makes any sense at all.
It don't.
No, none of this shit makes sense to y'all.
No.
I'm gonna have to play the game. Kojima's pro.
Okay. How about look? The whole reason I'm excited about it. Let's just go there. After hearing about him, Guillermo del Toro and Norman Reedus doing Silent Hills, and when I played the PT demo, like I found out, like most people found out. I played the demo first and didn't find out until way after I did all this Scooby-Doo mystery solving that this was actually supposed to be the next Silent Hill and who it was developed by. Once I realized that, like me already being a Kojima fan, like my head exploded. Like it was my head imploded and took the universe along with it. Like I'm speaking to you in the afterlife at this moment.
Oh wow.
And then the whole Konami thing happens. And it's well publicized. I don't need to say nothing about it. But the whole Konami thing happens, and me just being an artist myself, I kind of felt for him. I'm like, dang, it's kind of messed up. So like I'm rooting for this man to get back to it, to get back to work doing what he does best.
Well, after he make a game, everybody get off his nuts because I'm so tired of seeing him everywhere.
You just now seeing him though. When the last time you saw him?
I don't care. I'm seeing too much of him now. I'm seeing too much of him now.
You didn't see
Too
him
much. It's too much.
So when is the game coming out? Do we know that?
2020.
2021, 25, 2021. It might not even come out at all.
I don't know. I don't know, dog.
It
Because
might not even come out.
what he's showing us, I didn't even think we would be seeing this anytime soon.
Really?
What he showed?
What kind of dog?
What you mean? What he
What he showed?
do these vertical slices? You act like this take a month or a week.
But what were we
Like,
watching, though?
I don't know,
What
but
were
I
we
didn't
watching? What was that we was watching, though? What was that, though?
A trailer.
What were we watching,
The
though?
world may never know, Nick, but it
What
was
was
damage
it?
We were going to get a trailer for that game until like 2018.
Your lack of understanding of the material does not negate the work gone into making said material.
What
Thank
the
you.
hell? Okay,
Thank
this just got political.
Because if you can't do it, hey,
No, please stop. Don't start that shit.
don't talk shit.
You know what, Nick?
Do it in a day.
Don't start that shit. No.
Nick, when the podcast is over, I want you to get some like some construction paper, get some glue, and get some macaroni, throw it on some paper, and
Episode of South Park.
be like, yo, y'all don't get this, but this is art.
Yeah.
Like, it don't make no sense right now, but when I add some spaghetti on this bitch, it's gonna be fire. That's what Death Stranding is, bro.
Put some
Nah, when I
sauce
play
on
the
this
game
shit,
now, I'll know
put
the
some
story.
sauce on this shit, y'all gonna get it. Y'all gonna get it.
Like everybody said the same thing about Metal Gear Solid until you play it, and once you play it, you know the story.
This is like trying to explain a kaleidoscope to a blind man.
Spell kaleidoscope.
So Kojima, here's the problem with Kojima fans and Kojima himself. Y'all think y'all so smart that y'all make up things.
Exactly.
Y'all make up shit. You make up shit. You make up shit. That's just
So you mean to tell me
smart, and the rest of us can seem so dumb because we want things to make sense. So things that don't
So you
make
saying
sense.
So you
guys
do make
guys-
sense through
things that
deductive
don't make-
hold up.
don't make
So
sense,
are you
you
saying
guys-
that Metal Gear
guys
Solid or
watch-
Zone of the Enders doesn't make sense?
Metal Gear
That's
sucks.
not what he's saying.
Metal Gear
No,
sucks.
I'm asking because you said
Metal
Kojima
Gear-
fans.
Metal
That
Gear
means
sucks.
every game.
Metal Gear sucks.
That means every game that's Kojima.
Yeah, because
has made,
Metal Gear Solid 3 is my favorite game. of
Well,
all
it
time.
ain't been
There
that
you go.
many games that he
This is one of the
made.
best
Isn't that
games.
Metal Gear sucks to me. Metal
Nah,
Gear
he's
sucks to
made
me.
6
So-
games.
Yeah,
He
it's
made
it's
all the Metal
subjective.
Gears.
So
Then
it-
he made
Yeah, the Metal Gears and the one what was before that.
Zone of the Enders.
So I mean that's not like a lot of games.
Yes, it is. I mean, it
There's
is.
a lot of Metal Gears.
A lot of Metal Gears.
But hey,
He made another game before Zone of the
but
Enders.
hey, Halo was
Yeah.
watered down. But we can play 1,000 Metal Gear games and be
He's had a
hyped
Metal
from the
Gear,
next-
I think,
oh
on
my God.
every console, if I'm not mistaken.
Every
Like,
generation, yeah.
yeah, every generation he's got a Metal Gear. From since
So that's why he's worshipped the way he is. I don't
it's
get the
because of
worshiping
stuff
of
that he
it.
was doing in his game, like Psycho Mantis, when you had to take your controller out of one socket and put it in the other to fight the boss. Like,
Just name me cutscenes before Kojima.
Yo,
The name
Yo, yeah,
Kojima
like,
is as overrated as the name Star Wars.
cutscenes and games that come from
Wait a minute,
Kojima.
you talk about
I
my
mean,
Star
you
Wars
recognize
now.
genius, why?
Overrated.
Talk about my Star Wars.
Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater is one of the best games of all time.
That's a fact.
Don't ever disrespect Metal Gear Solid 3. Tell you that now.
Metal Gear Solid helped me go to sleep many a nights.
Nah, Metal Gear Solid
good
3
job.
Snake Eater.
Yo, Knack over all Metal Gear games. Fact.
Facts.
Ripping.
Knack killed
Knack over all
that. Knack killed all
I'm a
that.
Sony fan. I'll never say that travesty.
I like all the Sonic games better than Metal Gear.
The Order 1886 over
Whoa.
all Metal Gear.
Whoa, you tripping out here playing Sonic Forces and shit. Hell, no.
I'll play Sonic before I play Death Stranding. Facts.
The Fighter Within over Death Stranding. It makes more sense.
So now y'all trolling. I'm done. In the show.
What?
Now y'all trolling. In the show.
Y'all listen, y'all weren't making no sense, so we not making no sense
Exactly.
now. Now we all making sense.
Now
No Man's Sky.
We're the smart ones now.
Yeah.
We're so smart.
When it
You
comes to the
guys
story,
can't think. You guys can't.
comprehend.
we don't even know what the
comprehend
how Sonic Forces
make it
better.
better than Kojima's latest work. You can't
we don't even know
comprehend.
who the main character is. We don't know if it's even what's his name, because from
Norman Reedus don't know if he's the main character or not.
Oh my god.
because you don't know.
And you don't know.
She don't know, and he don't know. The dog don't know.
I'm not judging the game either.
I hate this
Y'all
podcast.
just talking shit.
Kojima don't even know who the main
Y'all
character
just hate Kojima. That's how I go.
Kojima don't know what that game about.
Kojima making this shit up on the go.
Yeah, he
Facts.
is. Yes, he is.
Crazy man.
Facts.
Making shit up. Come on now. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh boy, you're crazy.
He making it up on the go. Everybody knows.
Yeah, right. We'll see. Game is
And they act like him and Del Toro are such good friends because he don't even speak.
We'll see. I'll have it.
He act like best friends on stage.
Y'all got all the logic and reason in the world for Horizon and Nier, but a game
don't disrespect Horizon. Don't disrespect Horizon.
You touched the nerve.
Don't disrespect Horizon, bro. Aloy is a character of our generation. Like, be respected.
Aloy was plucked straight out of Game of Thrones. Stop playing.
Oh.
You know what? Your avatar is black as hell. You.
I told you. I told you.
Bastard.
And to be an H&M mannequin.
Oh, in the podcast. In the podcast now.
Oh, H&M.
Oh, podcast, bro. We're gonna send him over to Trophy Life.
Yeah, send him over to the grave.
We're gonna send him over to Trophy Life. So this was fun. But we actually went over our time. But man, we were about to go over our time more often. But all day, I hope you enjoyed your first experience on the Double XP podcast, man. We go left a lot.
Oh man,
but I hope you enjoy just stay here, my guy.
Yeah, man. Invite me next time. I'll come.
We'll do. Let's get the outros.
We need to hire him back. He cool, man.
Let's get the outros going. We got my light-skinned brother, Mr. Nickodemus X.
Yeah, it's Nickodemus, the king of indies himself. Please follow me on Twitter at Nickodemus X. I'm almost at 500 followers. It would make me very, very happy. You know what I'm saying? If I could get there today. And then, appreciate everybody joining the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to our guests all day. Great having you on here. Hit that like button on your way out, and we out. Peace.
All right, we got Miss 2V1 herself, Mamacita.
Hey, y'all, this is Mamacita. Y'all can catch me on Twitter at Classic Gamer Girls. I appreciate y'all making me laugh real hard tonight. This is a good one. And thank you all, Digital. Yeah, you got to come back. We always tell guests they got to come back, but sometimes they don't come back. But
they be scared
come
of
back,
us.
bro.
Yeah, I'll come back.
Yeah, this is good.
We're the redheaded stepchildren of TiC. People scared of us.
Yeah, I know.
But throw baby number one, Crunk Girl.
I'll show you what to do with this throat, baby.
Oh,
whoa!
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm excited.
You know what? I got you. I'm gonna come to Texas one of these days.
Yo, Crunk, you ever come down to PAX, man? It's gonna be litty, bro. You ever come to PAX, it's gonna be litty, man.
Bro, I'm hitting you upside the head and then I'm running. I'm telling you.
Nah.
I'm sidestepping to you. I'm sneaking you, then I'm gone.
Good luck.
Boop, boop, boop.
I'm gonna make sure one of these good old boys down here.
Then I'm going to your house and lock you out of the house, dog.
Get on Fame like I got on Nickodemus Crunk.
Don't worry, I got you.
Hey, I remember that.
I got you.
I'm gonna have one of these good old boys down here come get you.
Oh no. I'm heading straight to Nia's house, man. You know she stay right down.
I think we lost all day, but my bad. Keep going, Crunk.
Anyways, thanks for coming, everybody for coming through and watching. Had a great time. I had to get all that PSX stuff off my chest because Sony just fucked up, man. I don't know what the hell was going on. Shouts out to everybody who was following me on Twitter or whatnot, Snapchat and IG when I was posting stuff. I think I actually Snapchat almost the whole freaking thing. I will have videos up and impressions of all the games and stuff that I played for the rest of this week. I just took 2 days off because I had to get used to this time period. But for the rest of the week, if y'all check my channel out at Crunk Girl 711, I'll have a whole bunch of blog videos and impression videos. So yeah, man, check me out. It was good.
All right, and he who has the most throat babies in his throat, Dallas.
Man, I appreciate anybody that took the time to listen to this professional ignorance content we call a podcast.
Yo.
Check the Twitter. It's Dallas Man, DALLAZ, man. Everything else is too. And I still got the solid snake passing out throat babies. Bye.
All right.
And how often do you play games? All day.
All day. Acronym for ADD. You know what it is.
No, where can the people find you, brother?
All day _ on digital on Twitter, and you can find me Xbox Live, same name, and PSN. You can find me Kiss _ the _ cons, And yeah, man. Hopefully be back on the podcast soon, man. It's lit in here. It's lit.
So for everybody watching live, thank you so much. If you're watching this on TiC Game Network, much appreciated. If you're watching this on TICGN.com, thank you so much. If you are listening on Podbean or iTunes, thank you so much. Once again, do not forget, if you go in the description, there's if you're listening to this on iTunes, go to our website, TICGN.com. We're giving away a copy of Sea of Thieves. Also giving away a limited edition Sea of Thieves controller. Make sure you guys enter to win. This is a group effort between this podcast, the WXP podcast, and another podcast that I am co-hosting, the Multiverse Show. This has been Fame Entertainment from TICGN.com, and thank you guys for tuning in to episode 40. 40, y'all. We hit 40 for bi-weekly podcast. 40 is pretty dope. But thank you guys for rocking with us, and we out. Yeah, buddy.
Bye, y'all.